That's your motivation. In Total Money, spring is just around the corner. And for many, that means planning a much-needed getaway. But with travel costs on the rise, up 26% from last year, that's according to Yahoo Finance, is it still possible to book an affordable spring break trip? We have the expert in to talk to us about this. Jen Burke from the Maine Credit Union League here to share some savings tips on how to make your spring travel dreams a reality. Jen, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So this isn't a snooze-you-lose kind of deal, right? You were just on last night looking for deals.
I was just on last night looking for a deal. I scored a deal. What I would recommend to folks is that if you do want to travel over spring break, you will want to make your plans soon. I'm not saying you're completely behind the curve, but usually it's a good rule of thumb to book out flights if you're flying 2 months in advance. If you're driving, however, you've got more flexibility. But as you mentioned, travel prices are up, so you want to act fast, and you also want to consider those last-minute deals that are out there that could bring you to some really fun destinations at an affordable rate.
Yeah, and you mentioned flexibility being one thing. Like if you can move that day 1 or 2 days forward or back, that might be a big help.
It absolutely makes a difference. I did this just last night. I moved the date of my travel during April school vacation week by 1 day, saved $150. So
wow.
I am practicing what I'm preaching here. So if you can be a little bit flexible and you shop around, look at Airbnbs, look at hotels, see what's the best price for the money.
Sure.
And then you've got to, of course, stick to a budget. And when you create that budget, you really need to look at the holistic picture. And by that, I mean, are you going to go to a theme park where you're going to have to pay admissions fee? Are you going to be eating out all the time? You've got to factor in all of those extras because they add up, and that may decide where you go and what days you go.
And if you need any motivation, maybe just take a look out the window today.
You know, it's great motivation. I think everyone's looking warm, but you know what? You don't have to go someplace warm. You might actually get a really great deal going someplace, you know, less Miami-ish, like to say. You know, if you want Miami Beach in April, you're probably going to pay for it, but maybe you should check elsewhere.
Real quick, Jen, maybe just some action steps. If you're watching this, you're like, all right, I'm doing it. What can you do right now to get your trip planned for the future?
I would definitely recommend you've got to read the reviews of any place that...
They're big on reviews.
They're big on reviews because if somebody promises something that sounds too good to be true, you know, chances are it is. Shop around and make smart financial decisions within your budget. Don't go in debt over a vacation.
Yeah, you can get some real insight from reading those reviews from people who are there.
I'd never go anywhere without checking reviews. And if you're traveling, after you get back, take the time and leave a review.
Yeah, that's a great tip, too.
It's going to help somebody else out.
Jen Burke, always love it when you come by. Thanks so much for the insight and the guidance. All right, everybody, here's a look at what's coming up a little later on today, right here on Channel 8.